Go on, tell us what you're doing.
Bev, measuring an elevation angle measurement off a flat baseline. That's what we're doing. And we're getting an angle to a star. Its ground position is below it. And the line along the flat Earth, the horizontal plane of reference that this angle is in respect to, is a flat Earth angle that can only be acquired to the ground if the ground is a level horizontal plane of reference. Ergo, Earth is flat.
You can measure an angle, right? And then call that the latitude of that position that you are at.
I will repeat the statement. You can do fall with an angle.
I told you, latitude is just an angle.
Failed at its arse because it had a reference to a plane to make the argument that the deviation from that reference means it isn't flat. Useless. Now, I notice Bev shut up. We've just got the white knight now.
I'm listening to you, all right? Carry on.
I'm done. Your argument failed on its arse, Bev.
The rebuttal was a straw man, though.
But the rebuttal that we're referencing a level plane to reference how high or low it is with reference to that level plane, that's a straw man.
It's not reference to a plane. Mean sea level is a point.
Sorry.
The argument doesn't reference a level plane.
I've got a new contender.
All.
Hold on. It's not reference to a plane.
Mean sea level is a point on a vertical datum.
I see. So we're only measuring 1 point on a vertical datum. So you're saying this...
Measuring the elevation change from that point.
From that point.
On the vertical.
With respect to... Didn't I cover this with respect to the horizontal because they're intrinsically linked? Are you stuttering or are you just going to answer yes, where Bev also failed to just answer? You mean yes, they're intrinsically linked and that vertical will be with respect to the horizontal you say it isn't, correct? Wrong. Hello.
Did you just Fundy mute Saragaki, Nathan?
Yeah.
Did he just stutter and stammer when he just needed to affirm that while he tries to infer it to single point and only the vertical, it will be with respect to horizontal? He hasn't confirmed that yet.
You realize that my point about the rebuttal being a straw man was in regards to John's summary of the argument.
That's fascinating. That's truly fascinating.
This is a conflation
any
between
chance you could give me an affirmation?
Obviously, vertical and horizontal are perpendicular.
My question
Another Fundy mute. That's 4 Fundy mutes in a row, Nathan.
I'll do what I like. It's my show. When I ask for something and it's in response to something that someone's just stated, it's a single point on a vertical datum. That's what he told me. My response to him was as follows. This is the 5th repetition. You're going to tell me that I'm Fundy muting him when he's completely ignoring what he's yet to concede. I will do this 25 times, Montreal, until he eventually realises that he's not going anywhere, until he acknowledges that that would be with respect to the horizontal.
Obviously.
Wouldn't it?
So there is no conversation to be had. Is that
so you're not going to answer me?
To my GP over the ocean. How do I know that? Is that bending? Is that undulating? Or is that a 0 degree?
Hold on, you're running now, Tenth. You're going too fast here. Where did you get your GP from? Your GP, where'd you get it from?
Okay, well, you can obfuscate if you want, but my GP is my 90 on the Earth, and the sun's GP is where it's at 90 over the Earth. And it's 3,000 miles away at a 50-degree angle.
Tenth, I'm asking you a question. I'm not obfuscating. I'm asking you a question. Where did you haven't
even answered my question. Is that require a horizontal baseline to be flat?
Not for a latitude, no. I told you, latitude is just an angle.
It's a point
where you measure an angle. Yeah. Doesn't require anything.
What kind of angle?
It's just an angle.
What kind of angle? Because it must be subtracted from 90. No, Bev, you don't understand. You must subtract it from 90. What kind of angle is that?
Do whatever you want with it. It's still just an angle.
Oh, well, you're running, Bev. I can't believe you're not being honest with me. You must subtract from 90, which is a right angle. So your altitude is within, so it's an acute angle within the right angle because it must be subtracted. Come on.
Oh, you can measure an angle, right? And then call that the latitude of that position that you are at. I don't know what you're
90.
trying to reference it to another angle or something, or minus
no,
it from
it must
something
be
else.
subtracted from 90, Bev. That's the way it's done. Why are you changing celestial navigation?
Maybe
It's
he
done
doesn't
by
appreciate it.
subtracting
Hold
from
on.
90.
Hold on, you're talking past him when he might not just, he may not know.
It's just an angle, right, on the vertical plane.
And I'll just check if your headphones are working. Say it a bit slower. An elevation angle. I know that might have sounded like just an angle, but no.
In a vertical plane. Yes.
My question was...
I understand what angles are, how they're measured, and how they work.
The altitude angle, sometimes referred to as the solar elevation angle, describes how high the sun appears in the sky. The angle is measured between an imaginary line between the observer and the sun and the horizontal plane the observer is standing on. Sustainable by design. Altitude angle, the elevation angle, used interchangeably with altitude angle, is the angular height of the sun in the sky measured from the horizontal elevation angle. PV education. Measurement of the elevation angle. Elevation angle is the angle between the horizontal plane and the line of sight, measured in the vertical plane. The reference direction, that is an elevation angle of 0 degrees, is a horizontal line in the direction to the horizon. Elevation angle. Radar tutorial. The solar zenith angle is the angle between the sun's rays and the vertical direction. It is closely related to the solar altitude angle, which is the angle between the sun's rays and a horizontal plane. Since these two angles are complementary, the cosine of either one of them equals the sine of the other. Angle of elevation. The angle of elevation is the angle between the horizontal line and the line of sight, which is above the horizontal, not curved, line. It is formed when an observer looks upwards. Suppose you are standing at the terrace of a building and looking upwards at the sky or at the sun or moon. The angle thus formed between your height from the ground level and the line of sight formed is called the angle of elevation. Angle of elevation formula. Definition. Examples. Angle of elevation. Definition. The angle of elevation is an angle that is formed between the horizontal line and the line of sight. If the line of sight is upward from the horizontal line, then the angle formed is an angle of elevation. Angle of elevation. Definition. Formula and examples. The altitude angle, sometimes referred to as the solar elevation angle, describes how high the sun appears in the sky. The angle is measured between an imaginary line between the observer and the sun and the horizontal plane the observer is standing on. Sustainable by design. Altitude angle, the upwards angle from the horizontal to a line of sight from the observer to some point of interest. Definition of angle of elevation. Angle of elevation. Definition. An angle of elevation is an angle with one horizontal arm and one arm above horizontal. Usually an angle of elevation is less than or equal to 90 degrees. Angle of elevation.
Do you understand?
I understand that you understand what angles is. Thank you for confirming that. Now can you confirm whether or not you understand what an elevation angle is or not? Thank you, Bev.
Yes. It's an angle measured in the vertical plane.
The angle is measured between an imaginary line between the observer and the sun and the horizontal plane the observer is standing on.
Nathan.
With respect to the horizontal.
Well, obviously, vertical and horizontal are perpendicular.
Sorry,
yes.
just for clarity, so where the girlie couldn't say yes, you say obviously.
Sorry?
It's obviously with respect to the horizontal then.
Well, vertical planes, yes, they can be all perpendiculars to a vertical plane will be horizontal.
And
yes, Nathan.
And is a vertical plane
geometric proof.
And is a vertical plane a single point?
It's a plane, Nathan.
Is it a single point, yes or no?
It's a plane.
So is that a single point?
Nathan.
Is that a single point?
No, it's a vertical
Serge,
plane.
I'd like you to shut up now, Bev. I'd just like to take up my conversation with Segurki or whatever he's called. You see, Bev managed to confirm, Serge. You took 6 attempts, then my computer crashed. But you understand it's not a single point then. Bev's just clarified where you couldn't seem to answer me. And then you had a load of white knights gang up on me and tell me that I was being mean, and now Bev's fundy muting me. I'm not talking... Bev, I was in the middle of a conversation with Serge. It took me 6 attempts to get from him, which I didn't get from him, what I've just got from you about it not being a single point. That was his point that I responded to, and he didn't address me.
No,
now he's going to. And Bev, you can let him. You can let him, Bev. It's okay. You don't need to protect him. It's okay. Bev's protecting him, like the other white knight was protecting him a minute ago. When I had him absolutely over a barrel, suddenly I was mean and asked why I was being like this. But Bev's managed to confirm it's not a single point. But that was Serge's last claim with me. So we're going to deal with that first.
It's Aragaki.
don't give a shit what his name is. He told me it was a single point. You've confirmed how wrong he was now, Bev.
Mean sea level.
He's a point, Nathan.
Yeah, with respect to
Not
horizontal.
The plane. Mean sea level, Nathan.
Yeah, but we're not dealing with single points when we're talking about how much the overall topology of the land will vary with respect to horizontal.
No.
Right, no, it's not being respect to horizontal and how much it varies with respect to horizontal. Is that a no?
It's just 3 points.
Just isn't a no. I just need you to confirm it's not with respect to horizontal now, correct?
It's in a vertical plane,
With
Nathan.
So we're talking about a horizontal plane then? Cat got your tongue?
Are you okay?
Cat got your tongue? You're stuttering? You're going to ask if I'm okay? Just need a yes or no.
An elevation angle, Nathan, is measured in the vertical plane.
The angle is measured between an imaginary line between the observer and the sun and the horizontal plane the observer is standing on.
With respect to the horizontal?
With respect to the points that you're measuring.
On the horizontal, because we're talking about ground positions on a plane. So it's with respect to the horizontal plane and the ground positions therein when we're talking about elevation angles. I don't really understand why when I'm detailing exactly what an elevation angle is and we haven't had it confirmed and you've repositioned it to just an angle, why you talk straight through the middle of me while I clarify that. So when we're talking about an elevation angle with respect to the horizontal plane and the ground positions on that plane.
The horizontal plane the observer is standing on.
That's with respect to the horizontal. We're not talking about single points. We're talking about massive extents of planes.
The observer is standing on.
Massive
So you're
planes.
talking about 2 of the points.
On a plane.
You're talking about 2 of the points.
I heard you the first time, and then I said on a plane, and you repeated yourself. Is it something you can't admit to because you're claiming how flat it isn't? So suddenly when it's 2 points, massive distances apart on a plane, and you repeat that it's too distant. Yeah, I got that bit. Then I confirmed that it's on a plane, though, isn't it, Bev?
Okay, so can...
Okay, is that a yes? Definitely on a flat Earth, then. We're definitely dealing with this as a plane, on a plane, 2 points, very far apart, on a plane, a horizontal plane, then, Bev. Yes, okay.
The elevation...
You don't need to stutter. You're all stuttery, stammery little bitches when it comes to admitting how flat Earth is, aren't you?
It's not flat, Nathan.
So, with respect to the horizontal plane, these 2 distances on the horizontal plane, right, Bev?
Which 2 distances?
Why are you asking me something? We're back to you telling me how flat it is, and I get back to the argument point, which is 2 points on a horizontal plane, and then we're back to Fundy muting. It's weird how this works out, isn't it?
Are we measuring an angle, Nathan?
Off a horizontal baseline. Yeah, off a plane, off a flat Earth, Bev. Yeah, that's right. We are measuring 2 points very far apart with the ground positions on a flat Earth. A horizontal plane.
The horizontal plane the observer is standing on.
That's correct, Bev. Earth's flat. This is true.
How do you know that?
Do you need to keep Fundy muting me while I conclude how Earth is flat and this is the proof of it? Would it be scary and need talking through when I conclude how this proves Earth is?
This is a
It
proof?
is just you needing to chant through how Earth is flat. What a coward.
Going over this tonight.
Are you going to chant and Fundy mute me? Hey, Montreal, can you tell him off, please? Montreal, you there, mate?
It's all right. It's all right.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm in charge of Montreal. He does what I say, not the other way. Right, Bev? Dick. So, we'll be measuring these 2 points on a horizontal plane, a flat Earth, Bev, won't we?
Do you want me to talk? Do you want me to answer?
Do you want to stutter and not answer the question I've asked 5 times? You can stutter and not answer and ask me something, rather than answering, in lieu of an answer in respect to what we're talking about, these 2 points on a flat Earth. You could ask me something, or you could just answer. It's only the 7th time.
Yeah, it's not flat, Nathan.
So the horizontal plane these 2 points on, you're saying a horizontal plane isn't flat?
Yeah, the Earth's not flat.
No, the horizontal plane that we'll be measuring in this instance has ground positions on it that we're navigating. That is a flat Earth. So we're going to talk about the 2 points that we were arguing about, or are you just going to reassert your position that Earth isn't flat, having completely ignored 8 times these 2 points on a flat Earth, a horizontal plane, that according to you now, what isn't flat? This horizontal plane, the 2 points on, isn't flat, right, Bev?
Yeah, an angle, Nathan.
Yeah, from a flat baseline, a flat Earth. That isn't flat, though, right?
How do you get the flat?
Why are you asking me something? You just need, after 9 attempts, to confirm that there's 2 points and they're on a horizontal plane. That would be a flat Earth. The ground positions are on that flat plane. The ground is level and flat, and it's a horizontal plane of reference that we're getting the angle from. That's what an elevation angle is.
Well, it's just an angle in the vertical.
It's not just an angle. You're going to try that old chestnut again. Not just. An elevation angle, Bev. Not just.
Well, it's an angle that's...
just an elevation angle, that's right, from a horizontal plane of reference. A flat Earth, Bev.
No, I don't. It doesn't necessarily...
You needed to stutter rather than confirm these 2 points. We're still on the argument. You were still debating about the 2 points that we're measuring on the horizontal plane of reference, the flat Earth. But we seem to be never getting to the, what's this, 10th time? It is a horizontal plane of reference, a flat Earth these 2 points are on, isn't it, Bev? 10 times.
The elevation angle does require a vertical, right?
And a horizontal plane of reference. That's where the ground position will be, on the flat Earth, the horizontal plane of reference. I know you and Serge, or whatever he's called, you're subservient, right? He was trying to make it a single point too, but there's ground positions along that line, on the ground, on the horizontal plane of reference. You don't seem to want to focus on and want to chant through me instead of focusing on. It's been 11 attempts. The 2 points on the ground, though, Bev, those are on a horizontal plane of reference, a flat Earth.
Which 2 points on the ground?
Your 2 points, the ones you just asked me about 10 attempts ago. Did you think I'd forgotten? Did you think you're fundy muting? And 10 attempts to get away from these 2 points on the ground. One is the ground position of the star. The other is your position. And between them, there's a flat Earth.
What? I don't know how you get the star on the ground.
It's the ground position. That's what you're dealing with. Oh, it's okay, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't understand this celestial navigation. That's why he keeps calling it just an angle. He doesn't understand that the star's got a ground position below it. Like when the star was above your head and you looked up directly above you, that's its ground position, when it's directly above a particular position on the ground. But obviously we're having to explain to Bev, who thinks this is just an angle. What, an angle you can do F all with?
No,
No, we're doing stuff with this angle, Bev. This is from the man, the idiot, Bev Try Thinking, who told us you can do F all with an angle when challenging us on this argument. Now we're here discussing what we'll be doing with the angle he says you can do F all with, because he's a clown. Yet here we are, in a conversation.
Go on, then. Wait.
Okay, I will. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you are all listening to Bev Try Thinking, who has told us specifically, me specifically, quote, you can do fuck all with an angle, end quote, Bev Try Thinking. And yet here we are, in a conversation, discussing exactly what we'll be doing with angles, aren't we, Bev? Therefore, you're a clown.
Why, you tell us.
You're telling me about what we'll be doing with the angle that's just an angle that we're doing things with, that also we can do fuck all with, because you're a clown.
You just measured it.
Yeah, so we're doing things then. So just to be clear, we can do things with angles, can't we, Bev?
No, that measure...
No! So we're not doing things because that would contradict you saying we can do F all with angles, and yet here we are doing things with angles line. That's what we're doing, and we're getting an angle to a star. Its ground position is below it, and the line along the flat Earth, the horizontal plane of reference that this angle is in respect to, is a flat Earth angle that can only be acquired to the ground if the ground is a level horizontal plane of reference. Ergo, Earth is flat.